Time now for Zone 4 in this game, Casino Night Zone. And one thing I can confidently say for sure is this zone is most definitely based off of a casino. Even though whenever a lot of people think about one of the biggest sins in gaming, it's the fact that EA, of course, effectively made gambling a legitimate thing with its loot boxes. One thing that they still use today. Although at the very least, I can say the AAA publishers are at least getting what they deserve in terms of their strategy of releasing unfinished products backfiring and just their strategies in general of just coming out with the words consume product and not really saying anything else. Okay, there is definitely a jump somewhere. I'm gonna make sure I use that. Could have collected those extra rings if I wanted to, but didn't really see any purpose to do so. I'm also pretty sure I'm not gonna find any checkpoints in this part. I also cannot hit that unless I am invincible, which unfortunately is one thing I currently don't have. And thankfully at least I do not get crushed by those fucking moving blocks. And collecting some rings. And right now, I need to get out of here. And hey, I scored an extra life. Nice. Could have made that my way out. Actually, I think I will make it my way out. Because that's how I can set myself free. Anyway, I now have 60 rings. Not falling for that block again like I did before. That block will just crush me to death if I stay there. And now it's time to collect our final Chaos Emerald. Because I might as well. This was honestly the problem I thought I was going to have, because I am not able to think quickly like some people are. And the other thing that I have trouble with is immediately adjusting to certain patterns as soon as they change. Especially when it comes to staying on top of them. Okay, part 1 done. Now let's get through part 2. Okay, gotta stay on this side. Okay. And just gotta make sure. Okay. Got 199, so not gonna be too much of an issue getting to 210. However, what is gonna be an issue is the bombs. As soon as we got our rings, we need to avoid the bombs as much as we possibly can. Although thankfully at least, our target is not too high for us to reach. And because we have so many spread out rings here, I am missing everything. Well, in spite of my best of efforts to fail, I actually succeed. And now we can be supersonic. Now Sonic can change into supersonic. And before we continue, I will save the game again, because I have to. You know, in spite of my best of efforts to fail, in terms of getting through that one stage, I actually got through the stage much better than I thought I was going to be honest. Oh, come on. I am not making it up to that rings machine. Oh well. Just have to wait and see what happens. And I am still missing the ring machine. Okay, fuck you then. To be fair, I probably don't need a lot of rings. Because... seriously? Okay, I just want to get out. Can you not just let me escape? Okay. Took a few tries, but we got there eventually. Yeah, by the way, once we collect 50 rings, there is nothing we can do about stopping Supersonic. Basically, it's a case of, once we have 50 rings, that's it. Although, thankfully at least, I only collected 40 rings on that run. And I'm now up to 11 lives. Cool and good. And before we continue, we will save the game. Well, in spite of my best of efforts to fail in that last super special with the half pipes, I was able to successfully give myself enough of a run to earn the golden horseshoe, and now that I have all the Chaos Emeralds, it's only a matter of time before I become Supersonic if I can hold on to all my rings. Basically showing you what happens once you turn into Supersonic. Although, I'm going to try my best to be patient, because I'm really going to try not to collect my rings too early. And the level just sped up. Oh, yep, there it is. You know, I was really trying not to get myself into that, but now that I am into it, there's nothing I can do about it. Basically, the best thing I can really do is just... well, at least I didn't get 3 Robotniks like I did once before. Of course, if I would have done that, I would have probably... okay, I need more rings now. I'm gonna stop fucking about and actually get some more rings. If I can find them. Okay. I'm gonna try my best to collect as many rings as I can, because we're not too far from the boss fight. These mechanisms are not really helping me. Oh, well, that'll help, though. Well, that helped a little bit. But not compared, of course, to the bar points I got before. Come on, get me down, get me down. Okay, I'm down. That's good. And up in the elevator we go. You also have to deal with this kind of annoying 10-second loop as Supersonic. There's not really any other music cues you get, except for that one, to be honest. And now it is boss fight time, which means this one is probably going to be easy, or easier than the other one, to be honest. I've already got some big hits on him, so I don't think this is going to take too long, and I think I just need one more. There we go. And that boss was an absolute joke, because I was Supersonic. And surprisingly, that only took me 22 minutes to get through, although partly the reason for that was because I was Supersonic, and I basically whooped his ass. Okay, Casino Night Zone is done, and next up will be Hilltop Zone, coming in the next episode.